What was going through your head when the call was first announced?
I was really upset. I felt like I did enough to win that fight. It went to decision though, and I'm in Brazil fighting a Brazilian, and I guess I'm happy with the decision. I guess I was hoping to finish it before the 3 rounds was up, and I wasn't able to do that. But it's better than leaving here with a loss. Like sometimes fighting somebody in their own country, it's hard to come out with a win when you leave it to a decision. But I felt like I did enough to win that fight.
Yeah. So you're thinking the expression they use is home cooking. So you think there was a little bit of that?
Definitely. I mean, I've been through that before. I dominated completely the first round, and every time we were inside, I was throwing those uppercuts to her face over and over and over. She's a tough chick though, 11-0 into the UFC. And I get to welcome her, so it was a tough fight.
Yeah, were you surprised at all? Because obviously she's a UFC newcomer. You fought some of the toughest in the division, and she really hung in there. So were you surprised at how tough she was?
I wasn't surprised. I was hoping that she would come in here, having an 11-0 record, and coming into the UFC with an 11-0 record. She better have what it takes to handle, to stand up with us. So I'm not surprised. I just feel like I exposed her a bit, on the ground. So it's a good fight, though.
I remember before the fight, you were talking about how you addressed some mental issues that you were having after the fight with Nina Ansaroff. They started working with the sports psychologist and everything else. How do you think that translated? How did you feel in there, not only physically, but also mentally?
I've only been working with the sports psychologist since my last fight. So literally 2 weeks now, actually. So it's been really good. I've been more positive and I've been more accepting of myself. I'm really down on myself on the inside. I seem like I'm positive on the outside, but I'm really constantly judging myself on the inside. And she's really forced me to accept the fact that I am good. I am, and that did help me going into this fight. I was less nervous than usual, and that takes away a lot of the energy, So I felt a lot more confident, a lot better going into this fight. It's going to get better.
You had before, the pattern, the wins and losses, and now a draw in the mix. That makes for a very peculiar record, the type that not many people have. So where do you think that puts you in the division?
I think this kind of throws it kind of breaks the streak. I feel like I'm taking it as a positive. This is breaking my streak, and now it's time to start over.
You had a great first round. What went wrong in the second and third round that you weren't able to dominate her as you were in the opening round?
She started to get a lot more slipperier. She's very, very small, very thin, lengthy. She's 5'7" or something. To be 5'7" at 115, you got to be really thin. I felt like it was so much harder to throw her in the second round, so much harder to hold on to her. Every time I got in, I was setting her up for a throw, and I just couldn't do it. She was too slippery. That definitely did it. I was pausing too much, and in the past, you've seen me do that many times. Second round, I always step back and think too much, and that's where me and my sports psychologist are trying to work on.
Do you think she was sleepy, just a natural thing, sweating a lot, or maybe she was greasing?
No, I think it was just a natural thing. I'm pretty sure it was just she's just really sweaty, and the fact that she was so skinny. I'm used to smaller, thicker people, and she's a lot thinner and very, very thin.
What do you think is next for you? Are you interested in maybe a rematch with her, or you're not interested in fighting her again?
I wouldn't turn down a rematch. I definitely wouldn't turn down a rematch, but whatever they give me, I'm ready for it.
How disappointing it is for you to again come into a hostile territory and not getting the win, because this happened last year in Mexico. Is this disappointing for you? Are you thinking of maybe stop getting these fights in other countries?
I didn't have a choice for this fight. I got short notice, and I was kind of told that I needed to take this fight. So I definitely, after the Mexico fight, I didn't want to fight on somebody in their own hometown like Brazil or Mexico. But it was an opportunity for me to come here and try to do the best that I can, and come out with a victory if I could. But I didn't. And yes, I was very disappointed. I am very disappointed, but it is what it is. I just gotta stay positive and keep working hard. I feel like I improved a lot since my last fight. I was able to defend a lot more kicks this time. I just see the progress. And I'm headed in the right direction, I feel.